4 losses, 4 different methods to losing. I mean, imagine this one kind of ranks at the top of the pain-o-meter.
Yeah, I mean, just can do a lot of things, but you just can't make free throws for him. I think that's the mental game when kind of probably hangovers from, you turn that Maryland game somehow in that second half, right? I don't think the free throws are a problem as much, so that was just as, we had it, with what did we have, a 10, 11 point lead or something? I don't know what we had. Was that right? 11. And we just had a pretty flat group out there, just that kind of turned real quickly. So, yeah, but I think it came down, or no secret, it came down to those free throws. We just needed one of those to go. But I do think I saw a lot of progress, though. I thought the flow was better. I thought we were able to play a little faster. 24 assists on 30 buckets is really good. That's kind of what I like to see. Again, I'm liking the play of, Aaliyah Guyton a whole lot, how efficient she was. 4 assists to 1 turnover. Really, Taylor Strimlow, she just makes some things happen. Moving Hannah to the 5, didn't get Ava in the game tonight, but that will, be different moving forward. So there were a lot of good things, and I know we're going to sit here and we're going to focus on all the things that, we're not used to. But it's a younger group. I got a lot of people, and I just got to work on their confidence right now.
I was going to ask, how concerned are you with this team's confidence right now?
Well, I mean, I think I don't care if you're the Golden State Warriors. I mean, you lose 4 in a row. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So, I've seen a lot of fight in them. I don't think that I doubt I'll not see that tomorrow. But I think it's, weighs on them, but, that's my job, is to keep them up. And, I got to reprimand them for what they didn't do right. We let that lead slip away early. I didn't, we had some, when we were up 14-8, we had that momentum, or 14-6, and boy, and we just blew it on some transition. So we'll learn and we'll grow with that. But I knew when I took this job it wasn't going to be the easiest. There were a lot of, new faces. So we just got to stay the course. I did see a lot of improvement. I thought the flow, as I said, was a lot better. So I just got to, now you got to be, as a coach, you got to reprimand and demand it, but you also got to make sure that they know they can do it. So that's the trick this week.
The last couple of years, you've had Kate Martin as someone that step up and be a voice. Mm-hmm. Caitlin on the floor, probably more than in the locker room. Who on the roster right now is the one that kind of steps up and says, "Hey guys"?
Aaliyah Guyton. She does a heck of a job. There's a reason she was in at the end of the last game, and a reason she was playing tonight. She just has a really great perspective about it, and I just love that. So she's doing a really nice job. I think that Sid, does also tries, but Aaliyah's got a really good steady. She moves on. That's what I was imploring them to be like. The next. You can't. The whole crowd might sigh when you miss the free throws, but as a competitor, it's the next. It's the next one. Okay, we miss it. We got to get that stop. I think Aaliyah is wise beyond her years with that.
Yeah. So in overtime, it looked like Iowa's offense sort of, lost a little bit of that confidence that you were talking about. There's a lot more standing around than we saw in the second half. Was Nebraska doing anything different defensively, or what sort of affected that?
That's just the hangover from not wanting to go to overtime. They just were, they had the momentum. They're the team that got the momentum, and we needed to punch first, and we weren't able to do that. And then I think, we got a foul or two. Could have made a 3-point play or something. I mean, might have missed it. I think we missed a free throw there too. So I just think that we, started to kind of look in that, rear view mirror a little bit instead of that next play. So, credit Nebraska. I'm not saying they didn't. They played hard. They did great jobs. They made free throws, right? But they had they're just a really nice team. And so they You deserved it. They earned the win, hard fought, but there was nothing different. In my opinion, I got to watch the film. I just thought we got tight and we didn't continue the flow.
Jen, you just strike me as a generally optimistic person. Is that something you try and coach into your players during a time like this?
Yeah, I mean, I had to work pretty hard this last while. The last couple minutes of 3 of regulation to overtime. You can just kind of get a sense when it's going, right? So I was, I was really pleased we got such a great look at the end. I knew that we had the possession arrow. So on our last time out, I said, okay, then we somehow got that foul. I think 15 fouled, and Kylie, I think, did hit those 2. And I said, do not foul intentionally, try to tie it. And so Hannah got it, and we got a heck of a look. And if you look back, we got a heck of a look at Illinois. We had a heck of a look at Michigan State. We actually had a couple good looks at Indiana. So I told him afterwards, I'm really upset with some of our execution. We should not have blown the 11-point lead, and I'm very upset about their free throws. But I also know they didn't try to miss them. So you have to figure out why. And I said, we'll visit about that. But the optimistic side of me is like, something like that is going to start going, right? It's going to go. And I have to remind them that even when all looked lost, they came up with a really great tie-up, and we had enough sense to dribble it down and hit a wide open player for a really great look. It didn't go. And so, we got to make shots. We're only making 29% from the 3 tonight and 55%. I mean, we shoot like crazy in practice. And so, yes, but I do think, and I know I'm not just trying to save the media, I do believe there was progress. I do believe that this team has a lot left in them, and I love our freshmen. Now my trick, I like how the flow was, but now I have 3 centers. So now the minutes when Hannah's playing as well, that's where I got to try to figure out, because I think Ava Hayden's going to be really, really good. So that's the next challenge. But man, it's really fun to be able to work with those three centers. It's just you don't have enough minutes sometimes.
David?
Jen, I asked Sydney about how you kind of lead going into after this losing streak going into the West Coast. She said we just need to continue to pour into each other, and they'd prefer to learn lessons by winning, but losing, obviously, it's a little bit harder of a pill to swallow, I guess. For you as the head coach, how do you kind of strike that balance between, like you said, holding your players accountable, demanding better, wanting to execute better, but also, continue to pour into them that you do believe in them? I guess, how are you kind of striking that balance of doing that?
Well, I think, it's I have to watch the film, and I think it's good you kind of cool down. I have a kind of a rhythm after games. You're happy when you win, but I try to hold the line after games. I think that's when a lot of times you can do, you can be pretty frustrated, and you can do, more harm than good when you're just kind of hot talking about what we didn't do well. And so I think just being direct and honest, right? And, I think I have to keep them focused on the here and now and on the next, because they're going to hear all the things you guys are going to write about, and, all the things people are going to say, and, that's just part of the world we live in now. But I just think that at the end of the day, they're a really great group, and they're doing most things right. We just, I keep telling them we got to create a break. I'm not one that just is going to depend on how I want to catch a break. We need to create them, and that's one thing we haven't done yet. I thought we had some moments in the game we were creating some breaks, but then we got a little passive. But I do agree. I talk to them a lot about that. I tell them to pour into each other. But I think there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can be Bobby Knight, and you can be, Pollyanna. I think it's somewhere in the middle. And so I don't think there's any textbook that tells you exactly how to do it, but I think that at the end of the day, I know they're not trying to lose. I know they're not trying to miss shots. I know they're not trying to make miss free throws. I just have to really start getting to the underlying reasons of why we're having some non-productivity, especially in crunch time.
Last one, Ethan.
You mentioned rebounding coming into the game. You held Markowski to just 7. She had double-doubles in all 3 meetings last year. What did you guys do differently against her tonight?
Well, I think we were able to. I've talked about it a lot, but we talked about it a lot in the previous years too. I think Hannah had a good bounce to her tonight about it. I thought that. We did some, she got some easy ones when we were trying to front. I was trying to throw different looks at her. But I think, we just really battled. And, she got in foul trouble, so you had to sit, so that helps. She plays, the whole game. She's a pretty big body. But honestly, if you look at every category here, I'm happy with every category except free throws, right? We're all writing a different story if probably every one of them hits one of those free throws. So that's what, when the chips get down and the noise gets loud, is you have to look at the majority of what went right. And I think if I can get them to keep focusing on that, then I think pretty soon, those shots we get at the end, it's going to turn.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, thank you all for covering women's sports. I appreciate it.
Hannah, you played a lot of 5 today. It looked like it opened up a lot for you. How do you think that impacted your game today?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I got the ball a little bit more. I think it worked well within our offense. So we got to get up and down a lot faster. So.
Sid, just where do you guys kind of go from here?
We just gotta, turn the page. Obviously, that's one we definitely would have liked to get, especially at home. But I think we battled all the way to the end. Obviously, that was a very back and forth game, and all of our losses have been very winnable games, which is the frustrating part. But we're going out to Oregon and Washington, and we're gonna battle over there and give our best shot, and we're gonna come to practice tomorrow and get better.
You guys both led all players in rebounds. Coach Jensen mentioned the importance of rebounds going into this game. What allowed you to have that success?
I think just, crashing the boards. I think it's like you said, Hannah playing the 5. We're maybe a little bit undersized. And so getting second chance opportunities and putting big emphasis on boxing out is really important. And I think me and Hannah both do that really well. And, we know how important rebounding is. So.
Yeah, I guess, Sid, you guys have played a lot of basketball. There's a lot of younger players in the rotation, a couple losses back-to-back. I guess how do you kind of put in perspective the ups and downs of a season when it comes to younger players and to kind of keep their confidence up as you guys kind of move forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, it's harder to come to practice the next day with the same tenacity and confidence after a loss, and obviously we'd rather be winning or learning from wins rather than losses. But I think the freshmen, they're such a great group and they're getting really great experience, and we just have to keep pouring into each other, giving each other confidence, and knowing that we're going to come and make each other better the next day, and we have to do that every single day. There's so many things that we need to get better at, and there's still a lot of season left.
Kyle and Jeff.
Yeah, I'm curious if you can both answer this. You guys played a lot of basketball here at Iowa and a lot of successful basketball, which means that you haven't had to deal with losing streaks like this. Just when you guys are going through this, 4-game losing streak now, what are you guys trying to draw from in terms of, maybe an experience that can help you through this?
I think just staying together. Like you said, I don't think we've lost 2 games in a row since we've been here. So, it's definitely something we're learning through too, but we have to take it game by game. We can't look back on a loss and hang our heads on that. We have to, come in the gym, get better, get extra shots up, extra free throws, all that. So we got to flip the page and be ready for the next one.
Last one, Jeff.
Is there one common denominator that's really hurting you guys right now, or is it just a lot of little things?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of little things. We'll have lapses here and there, and where we lose focus or we miss an assignment, and they're getting smaller, obviously, but we need to limit that as much as possible.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.